if you really want to find the love of your life, screw the list. Whoever came up with the idea that you have to have a list, well, they're being safe. And it's not just about feelings, because a list is not a feeling. A list is, well, you have lists for buying cars, you have lists for going to the grocery store, you have lists for these kind of things. But when it comes to matters of the heart, when it comes to love, love is dictated by feelings and the heart. And as much as someone might totally embody your list, like every single box is checked off, they are paper perfect. Sometimes paper perfect isn't enough. And it's actually really sad when that happens, because it's totally opposite of what we've been conditioned to believe. That if you create this list of all the things that you're looking for, then you can go out and you can find that person, and that person is perfect for you. Well, guess what? I created that list once, and I found that perfect person. And he wasn't. And it was so disappointing, because I really thought I found him. I found the guy. He is exactly what I have written down on this list, actually. You know, a lot of us do this, the musts and the won'ts, and it was basic things, some detail, but some basic. So basics: kind, decent, mature, creative, funny, optimistic, loving, radiates positive energy, outdoorsy, can be cosmopolitan, is a traveler. I don't know when the last time was that I said cosmopolitan, but apparently it's on my list. So anyway, all of these things: loves me, you know, spontaneous, won't do, drugs, drinks too much, unhealthy, immature, unstable, doesn't value me or himself, mean, violent, abusive in any way, not inquisitive, not engaging, isn't spontaneous, is has a bad temper, explosive, on and on, right? So I had this very long list, and I found him. And wow, that was, it was really hard for me to say, Laurel, he might be paper perfect, but he is not perfect for you. So you need to screw the list and start looking for the things that actually matter, right? I mean, screw the appearance, the activities, the location, the interests, and start thinking about core values. But more than that, start thinking about feelings. How do you want to feel when you're with that person? How do you want that person to make you feel? If home, for me, home is a feeling. So what does home feel like to me then? And how do I know if I have found home in someone else? It's really just looking at the real person. It's removing all of the things that they have created and they've padded themselves with to create this person that now they're walking around in. I know this sounds so airy-fairy, but it's not. The point is that at their core, at the basic of who they are, do you love that person? Is that person perfect for you? So maybe have the basic list, okay? Because then you know the basic shape of what you're looking for. You know that you don't want someone who has, you know, is nasty to you or abusive, okay? Right, yes, you want to be in love with them, absolutely. Then take that list and throw it away, or don't look at it. And instead, create an intention board. So an intention board is a collection of images and words that elicit feelings. So I have a dog, which I talk about all the time, Beignet, she's a black lab. This is not a black lab, obviously. But for me, that just that gives me the feeling of my dog, and I know what that feels like with my dog. You know, this making out and all of these, making cookies, embrace me, hearts, strength, I mean, these are all just feelings. So that is what I'm looking for, not this list. Because the fact is that lists are actually compilations of experiences, right? So we experience things and we say, oh, check, I want that list on my list. I want that. I want that. I don't want that. So we are going through life and going through relationships and picking up things and putting them down on this list of must-haves and can't-stands, or whatever you want to call it. What if what you really want, what really truly matters most to you, is going to make you the happiest, is going to really be that love? What if that thing isn't on your list because you didn't know it existed? You didn't know it was something you were looking for because you've never experienced it, you've never seen it. Well, now, because you're following this list, you are holding on to this concept of something that doesn't even necessarily make sense, isn't even necessarily going to make you happy in the end. You're completely restraining yourself. So then you're overlooking the guy who actually could be perfect, even if he's not perfect on paper necessarily. He's perfect because he makes you feel amazing. Now, the fact is, you're not going to find one person, or it's unlikely that you're going to find one person that serves every single thing that you need, who's going to be an amazing conversationalist, who's going to be deep and also be able to have fun and like all of the different things. It'll be hard. Maybe you will. You could. I know you could. But you're not necessarily going to. Not everyone finds that absolutely perfect match for them. And that's okay too. You can't put that much pressure on your partner. That's why you have friends. That's why you have other experiences that fulfill you in different ways, because that one person might not fulfill you in every single area that you need. And I think that's another restraint. That's another thing that's making it so that we're not allowing ourselves to have love, because we are hiding behind this list. And if you don't fulfill every single item, then sorry, it's not happening. So screw the list and just allow yourself to feel, and make an intention board, because it helps. So before you go on a date, check out that intention board and think, okay, how is this making me feel? Okay, what am I looking for? Okay, that's what I want to get out of this. And then you can go and you can see, does he have these things on my intention board? Screw the list. Just feel.